Hello, hi. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hi. Hello. Hi. Um, let's start this off real quick. I want to talk about being chosen. Okay. Um, I know there are a lot of rhetoric in social media, TikTok, YouTube, like everywhere you go. People talking about the chosen ones, right? But I'm gonna give y'all a little insight on um the chosen one, or how you can know you are a chosen one yourself, right? Okay, so the first way to know that you are a chosen one is when you're growing up in your family. Okay? If you were the black sheep of your family, it's a pretty great chance you are a chosen one. Okay? But you have to understand chosen ones are here to break generational curses. Okay? You are here to break generational curses. You are here to teach the people that's around you new lessons. You are here to teach people something that they never heard of before. And you could have came from the same mama, same daddy, got five, six brothers, 10 cousins, all y'all the same people. But when it comes to your mindset, when it comes to your mind, when it comes to things that you think about, you are nowhere near like them. You are not like them. And they know that, but they don't know why. But I'm here to tell you why. You are here to break the family mold of what's going on in your family. Because a lot of times we always say, keep it in the family, keep it in the home, don't let nobody know, don't say nothing, don't ask no questions, don't talk back. It just is what it is because your mama says so, because your daddy says so. But it's something in your spirit that tells you, yeah, I know you my parents, and I know you told me not to say nothing. I know you told me not to think about it too much because you went through it, or all the other kids went through it, but this shit ain't right. This shit is not right. So what do you want me to be quiet on? You, unbeknownst to you, you can't be quiet because you were chosen by God to be on a spiritual quest, on a mission. You just got placed in that particular family to fulfill that mission. Okay, that's why people in your family don't agree with you. That's why they look at you like, what are you talking about? Because everybody in the household is experiencing the same things. But you are the only one that tells somebody about themselves because you see the flaws. You see the things that's going on. You see the things that's wrong. You see the things that don't have no integrity in it. You see the lies that's being told. You see the crimes that's being committed. And then you tell yourself, I know we family, but this some wrong shit. But then your family look at you like, oh, what's wrong with you? You're the chosen one. You are here to break the generational curse. You are here to break that generational mold. Okay? Let me tell you another reason why you are the chosen one. You are the chosen one because you have a hard time keeping friends. Okay? Now let's be clear. There are fraudulent people who can't keep friends. But if you're in a space in your life where you know your heart, you know your love, you know your peace, you know what you're here to do, you know what's inside of you, you know you're not here to cause no ruckus, you know you're not here to cause no disturbance. You're only looking out for people's best, looking out for people that you love, best circumstances for their good. You're looking out for 9 times out of 10, you're going to be by yourself. You're going to be a loner. Once you understand that only certain people can be around chosen few, only certain people can be around the chosen people, because the chosen people are here to break up the monotony. There's a lot of sheep here. There's a lot of people that's following everything here. The chosen ones aren't followers. If you're here, get the likes up, y'all. The chosen ones are not followers. We are not. We are not followers. We're going to see something that's wrong and we're going to call you out on it. Love, like, whatever. We're going to see what's going on and we're going to call you out on it. A lot of people don't like to be called out because they've been so used to people accepting the bullshit. People don't like to be called out because they're so used to people accepting the bad behavior, accepting the disrespect, accepting the lies. You can't be that way around chosen people. The chosen people main concern is integrity. Do you have integrity? Do you love yourself? Okay? How are you using your love and your light in this world? Okay? Chosen ones can only hang out with certain people. Please understand that. Please understand that. So if you are a chosen one and you don't know what's going on, and it seems like every time you leveling up, or every time you think you have a friend, or every time you think you have somebody in your corner, and then you actually like tell them, hey, I see something going on in your life. What's going on? And I'm people run away from you because you trigger people, and you were brought here to trigger people. You're brought here to trigger people because those people have to be, you have to break up whatever these people are going in. Unbeknownst to you, you have to break that up. Not necessarily you have to break it up, but you are sent to break it up without the people knowing. So instead of them saying, you know what? What you said has some substance. Let me see what I have to deal with in my life. Okay? Hi, sis. 9 times I said, you want to come up here? Come on. Come on up here. I don't think you've ever been up. Well, no. I'm going to invite you up. Okay? Because I think it's easier for me when I talk to somebody when I go live.
Hello,
Hey, sis.
Sings. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
Okay.
What's the discussion? What are we talking about?
I am talking about chosen ones
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and how you can tell how you know that you're a chosen one and how things go in your life and your family when you are chosen. Like the things that you have to go through, the things that you have to endure. You can't be around a lot of people. You trigger a lot of people. You are the black sheep of the family. Just things like that.
Definitely. All of that.
And the chosen one walk is it can be a frustrating walk if you don't know what you're here for. Because even in school, you could
True.
have been, not actually isolated, but in school, everybody didn't mess with you in school. It was just like you probably had maybe 3 or 4 friends, or people knew you. Everybody was cool, but you wasn't like the hey, Decker, we'll come sit over here. Come be with us. You never, chosen ones never get that. Like,
Yeah,
I don't think.
I was cool with everyone. Like there was no one specific like group or clique that I like actually hung out with.
Hmm.
Um like I was just cool with all the groups of people. I was very much like a just an observer kind of. Like I
Hmm.
would be in the group but not necessarily part of the group.
Right. Right. Me too. I had a little group because we all went to elementary school, junior high school, and high school together. So we formed like our own little circle. But I was like you, I observed so much during school, just looking at people and look at how they was moving, things that was going on, and putting the dots and stuff together. I remember one time I was on Facebook on on a post, and they were talking about things that happened at our particular school. Girl, I knew so much information, and everybody was like, "You were so quiet. Like, how did you?" That's the reason why, because I was so quiet. Like when you're quiet and when you have the gift, 'cause I think that's a gift. You have a gift to observe things. You kind of become invisible, so people kind of forget that you're there. Be-
Exactly. Yeah.
because because you're just sitting, you ain't reacting, you just letting them be them. All right, let me see how y'all move, and then you'll see what people say, how they move, how they act, and the things that's flawed with them just by sitting there and be observant. Okay, and let me tell you something. I sometimes get elevated. Sometimes I smoke a little bit, but not all the time. If I that is never okay. I'll do that, but it's not to the point where I can do that all the time because I don't know, maybe because I can see shit. Like I can see too much shit when that happens. Sometimes it's just too fucking much. I can't do that. I remember one time I went into a dispensary and I'm like, okay, and they were looking at me like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, excuse me, like I'm here to buy something, and they was like, are you the police? I'm like, what? Do I look like the police? Like, what are you talking about? But I had to understand, like, okay, girl, they see your spirit. They know something different about you. They just can't point out the difference, so they just don't call you the police. I'm like, okay, well, no, I'm not the police. They treated me so fraudulently because they knew I was different. Like they knew I wasn't nobody that usually walk up in there. So when you chosen, things like that just happen during the day. It's going to happen to you. And usually, like I said before you got here, the chosen ones are the black sheep of the family. We are. We are the black sheep of the family. There is something about being chosen and standing out even in your family. And at first, that is what really kind of messed with me because I couldn't understand that for the life of me. Like I just couldn't understand like how do I have a family that I feel ostracized from because when I come in and I say things or I talk about integrity or talk about being honest and things like that, they look at me like, what are you talking about? Like, what? That doesn't make no sense. Well, no, it's this because of this. I'm like, no, so that kind of shuts me out from the whole family circle, and even on both sides. My mother's side and on my father's side, I'm ostracized because how I was born into the goddamn world. So it's just like, damn. Like I guess I was just meant to stand out, just to really fucking stand out, just to be, um, to stand out, just to be, to show like no matter what, I still had to move in my purpose. I still had to move in my mission because I was here for something greater than unbeknownst to me during that time. So the chosen walk, I know everybody, well, you chosen and people ain't gonna like you. Well, yeah, but when you really chosen, that shit takes a minute to deal with.
I really used to dislike the term black sheep because it felt like such an outcasting, right? But now
Hmm.
it's like the way that I feel about my family now is like they were just serving a purpose for me to be here
Hmm. Right.
in order
Preparing it.
to
Hmm.
live this lifetime and do all the things that I'm doing. And
Hmm.
so I've gotten to a place now where like I like being called the black sheep, you know. It doesn't bother
Hmm.
me at all because I understand like it's part of my purpose, you know.
Right. Right? Being the black sheep is a part of your purpose. I had told, and you know what's strange about me is I know a lot of Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but they're a lot to me. I know a few chosen people. Like I see them, like I know them, I know them. But when I tell them, or when I have told them who they are, it's like, well, what do you mean? Like, no, that's not it. So you mean to tell me like I went through the things that I went through because I'm like, girl, I didn't make you chosen. I didn't, I didn't set you up on the position now. I'm just telling you what it is. Like it just, that's the reason why. But some people have a hard time even being called chosen. They really do. Because a lot of people believe we are all chosen because we're all here on earth. Okay. Yes, we all have the ability to be here on earth. But a lot of us, there are chosen ones whose path is going to be different than everybody else. Like even chosen people, you can't move in the same circles that everybody else move in. It's just going to be very hard for you because being chosen, you think on the, you have always thought, even if you didn't know, you're going to think on a supernatural level. Like the level of the love that's inside of you, the level of integrity that's inside of you. Mister, what's so wrong? Oh, girl, he's so spoiled. The level of um, consciousness inside of you, the level of awareness that's inside of you is far above, far beyond the people in average setting. And if you move in those things, like I just talked about, in the average setting, those people are going to look at you like you weird as fuck. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, girl, you don't know how to have fun. Like, what you mean? 'Cause don't get me wrong, I love to have fun. Okay, I do. But it's a type of fun when it talks about lying and cheating and my integrity and if I may get arrested afterwards, like, am I gonna sneak and hide and do some shit? I'm like, well, I'm not doing that. That's not fun to me. So when you have the chosen label or name or duty on you, it's like that keeps you ostracized from the community as well. But like you said before, I believe your family sets up the position for where you supposed to, like the things you're supposed to handle in life. Your family set that position up because unbeknownst to you, you be thinking like, why is all this shit happening? Like, why are people acting so weird? Why do people don't do this? Why do people don't do that? But you have to ups, excuse me, you have to accept your family and love your family and understand that you are not, you were born into your family, but you don't think like your family. You don't act like your family. So that gives you like a whole full teacher's lesson course about how you're supposed to move in this world that with people that you come into encounter with. And I really do believe chosen ones have the ability. I was told by a lady in it. I was chosen when she told me that I woke on it. Good thing. Good thing. That's great. I'm glad that you did that because a lot of people don't. A lot of chosen people have a hard time believing they're chosen because they believe that the things they went through in their life is sort of a punishment. They don't look at it as basically life training, but that's all it is. They don't look at it as basically life training. They look at it as, well, I don't want to be called chosen because I had to go through this and have to go through that, and my family did this to me and the people around me. But you have to understand when you talk about God or quote unquote, or if you believe in the story of Jesus, quote unquote, they were walking amongst themselves. It was just them. Like they encountered people, people followed them, people, probably was around them. But when it comes to the point of getting, uh, you know, like, um, like everybody, like loving them and like I said, even when you talk about the story of Jesus, look what they did to Jesus. I mean, it just is what it is when you come into this particular realm. This realm is filled with a lot of shit that's wrong. And a lot of people been living in this for a long time. So when the chosen ones, especially now, when the chosen ones come in to try to break up the monotony, when the chosen ones come in to break up the monotony, the people that's been doing all this foul shit forever and ever be thinking like, well, I've been doing this. What are you talking about? Like they really think that it's normal. They really think that this is the way you're supposed to live. But when you being chosen, you understand that. You understand it's different. And that's why chosen people can't be around everybody. Chosen people can be in relationships with everybody. I tell people that too. When you a chosen one and you hold on, when you a chosen one and you looking for a relationship or you would like to be in a relationship, you can't be in a relationship with people that's not chosen.
Girl,
I'm
that's
sorry.
real. That struggle is so real. The the loneliness that you have to process, like the isolation, the awareness when you come across people who are not energetically in a space that is energetically safe for you to entertain. Like it's
Mhm.
a lot. I just be over
Mhm.
here in my little bubble minding my business. Cause I'm not. I be telling people all the time the pool is being cleaned, and I'm just sitting over here in the little lawn chair getting my much needed sunlight and vitamin D
Right. I
while
always
the
heard the
pool's out.
pool got pee pee and caca in it.
Girl,
Like the pool got pee pee and caca in
I'll wait till it's cleaned out a little bit more.
it.
'Cause, I'm good.
The chosen ones have to be the chosen ones because what you understand, I was kind of strolling down like TikTok, uh, and I guess I was doing like this little dating thing or something, and the girls was because I've observed like I'm trying to see what everybody's doing, so um these girls were showing like they butt and how I got a little bit of my butt jiggle, and then it was like, oh yeah, girl, your thing thinging, and then it was another girl was like, oh well, look what mine can do, right? And then they was like, oh yeah, oh you got a thunder one, all this other stuff, right? So I'm thinking to myself as a chosen one, because I know we are here in this physical experience, but when you are chosen, you can't pick people. You can't be around people who have that particular mindset, who first thing or first reaction is how big your butt is, how
Exactly.
much money you got, what else, how many people you know. Some people get geeked up off that, but do you know who the whoop? Oh yeah, I know that. You cannot talk to people. You cannot date people who are on that particular level. That is the lowest level that you can be on in this particular world, unbeknownst to me, but everybody on it, they think everything is okay. But that's why they relationships don't be lasting. Their relationships don't be lasting because if if the main thing in your relationship is the physical connection, everybody can go get a booty now. I mean, what makes your connection more than that? Chosen ones have to be in a space where you can be in a spiritual commitment with somebody. Okay. And when you in a spiritual commitment with somebody, that chosen one is going to treat you like they treat themselves. They are not going to, try to see how many numbers they can get, trying to see how many people they can talk to, try to sneak off and see who's going to tell them what on the phone, try to go and get on a date and go have this person take them out to go get them to eat because you at work and now they hungry and now this
We're
person
also
then
we're
that's
also
not going to
going to
happen.
keep you accountable.
Mhm. Mhm. Chosen ones are going to keep you accountable because 9 times out of 10 the people that is not chosen you're in a relationship with, they're not gonna keep you accountable. They just gonna play tit for tat. It's just gonna be, oh, well, watch what I can do. Oh, you think you did that? Oh, watch how this work out for you. I mean, they they play tit for tat. Ain't no lessons in that. You can't. There is no way. that a person can be with a chosen one and not learn any lessons. There's just no way. And if you're in a relationship with somebody and you guys can't learn from each other as a chosen one, that's not the relationship for you. It's not. Because you can't entertain, you can't move yourself, even with uh, um, these quote unquote booty calls and other stuff. Other people can sustain off that shit. But once you know that you are chosen and you need a little bit more substance than that, that's not gonna work for you. That ain't gonna work for you
Also,
either.
I'll say that for chosen people, we have to make sure that we are not becoming the only teacher in relationships,
Mhm.
because you will have people who they are open to learning, but they don't want to do the work themselves.
Mhm.
So then
Mhm.
you become the teacher, you become the one that's always responsible, the one that's always, pointing out things, and it becomes very difficult, and it does not feed a romantic relationship. It does not feed a physical relationship either, really.
Exactly. It has to be
It has to be a
reciprocal.
partnership. You are
Mhm.
both teaching and learning from each other. You're both
Mhm.
doing the work for yourself, helping the
Mhm.
other see and understand ways that they may need to do work that they're not aware of. It has to
Mhm.
go both ways.
Mhm. That it does. Because if it doesn't go both ways, and that just leave the chosen ones drained, and then you're gonna figure like you back in the same relationship you was before, you back in the situation where you was in your family, and then it's not gonna be any substance. It's not gonna give you any justice. So the chosen ones have to be real clear on who you with, and who you laying up with, or who you share your time with, who you share your energy with, because a lot of people who don't even know they're chosen, people know that there's something special about you. Like even if you don't know it's something special about you, and even if they're not chosen, they're gonna try to take that energy from you. They want what you got. They just don't know what it is. It's like they don't know where it comes from. They don't know how to retrieve it themselves. They don't know how to. They don't know how you tap in, or for you to get the things that you have. This could be your energy. It could be when you go into a place, you light up a room. It could be people are acceptable to you, even if you probably are a loner. People are open to you when you go to certain places. People are jealous of that, and they will try to use that for their advantage if they are not working or being or living in that particular energy because they don't know what that energy is. Because no problem, you're very welcome. When it comes to being chosen, chosen people have a special power. I'll call it like a silent power that people don't understand. Because today, how we move in society, a lot of power has been very boastful when it comes to this spirit physical realm. It comes to physical lane. It's like, well, look at me. Look what I have. Look at my body. Look at my clothes. The power's over here. I'm the loudest over here. But when you are a chosen one, you will never move in that form or in that fashion, even if you may have a banging body, even if you are very beautiful, or even if you are very abundant, you will never, your power is a quiet power. And those people don't understand what that power is. Because when you have that particular power inside of you, you know that that power came from the creator. Okay. They just gain their power from things that they believe is going to make them more powerful. But when you understand where the true power lies, once you understand where the true power lies, once you understand that your power came from the Most High and your power can't be taken away from you from this material shit, Because once they material shit pass or fade or their body don't look a certain way, then what power do they have? They don't have any power. And when you step in the room, they know, like I said before, when chosen ones step in the room spiritually, the other spirits know who you are. That's why you get a lot of stares. That's why people look at you a certain way. That's why people may treat you a certain way. That's why you could just be minding your business and people turn their nose up at you. They spiritually they know who you are, even if you don't know who you are. Their spirit is going to act accordingly, in which your spirit in society, the spirit controls your avatar. So if you are spiritually threatened by a chosen one spirit coming into the atmosphere, your avatar is going to uh, uh, react to that. That's why chosen ones have to be very clear who you hang around with. It's almost like that. Oh, I get names wrong all the time. What's her name? Shanika Johnson. When she was at that party and they led her to being unalive, or that girl that went to Mexico and people really didn't like her. She had a business and everything else,
Right.
and she was unalive. Like chosen ones, you got to be very clear. You got to be very clear on who you're hanging out with, because unbeknownst to them, their spirit is threatened because they know spiritually that you know something that they don't know. And when it comes to chosen ones have a sense of integrity in them. So that integrity in you is almost like a clean slate to the other spirits, right? So let's just say your clean slate is created by God. Now you call yourself going on vacation to Jamaica with people's spirit who ain't clean. They don't want your spirit to notice them. That's why they always start shit with you and try to make it out to be your problem or make it out to be you the one, or you always acting stuck up. I don't know why you came up. It's just something they have to present back to you in order for you to be not on a clean slate with them. And if you don't react in the way that they want you to react, it can get very dangerous. I don't think a lot of people understand that. I remember, I remember, um, I was had this friend from work, and she had a lot of friends. She was the real social. And I met one of her friends before. Now this quote unquote friendship kind of lasted over 10 years. I met her friend, this particular friend before. When this friend was in a good place in her life, this friend was cool. Like I wasn't friends with her, but we were cool. Okay. When things went wrong in this friend's life, this friend's whole energy turned all against me. Right now I'm at the point where I know who I am. Like I know who I am spiritually. So I'm like, okay, this is awkward. I've been seeing this girl for years now. All of a sudden she like acting real funny and strange. Okay, I ain't tripping because she ain't my friend. So whatever, right? So, um, I asked my friend if we can go out, right? I was like, oh, let's go to brunch. So she invites the girl that now has an issue with me spiritually and and somebody else. I ain't tripping, whatever. So they pull up to the restaurant. I'm like, oh, hey, everybody. The girl, don't speak, don't say nothing. Okay. So we all sitting at the table. So I'm sitting at the table eating my food. They eating their food. And so I see the girl looking at me. So I'm saying to myself, oh, this girl, like she must really be going through it. Or she must think I'm spiritually judging her or whatever the fuck is happening. Right. So I'm like, this girl's on one. So her and another girl is sitting there kind of whispering about me, and I kind of catch them like, now I'm staring at them. I'm like, okay, what's really going on here? Like, this is real fucking weird. And then they start talking about, oh yeah, I swear, out the blue. Not my friend, but the two were talking about me. Oh yeah, we should all get together. And we should all get together and go on the cruise and go to Mexico. Girl, I looked, I said, I will not be attending.
At all. No, thank you.
Like what? And then they kind of looked at me like, yeah, what's wrong with y'all? Are you crazy? So they walk out early. And so my friend, because I parked around the corner, they had to end up parking in the front. So she was like, oh, you want us to take you to your car? I'm like, girl, I I would walk home. Now, I was in particular Long Beach, and then I lived in LA. So Long Beach and LA, maybe about 20 minutes drive would probably mean I would have to walk 2 hours to go home. I told her, I will walk home if I get in the car with her. Are you crazy? I'm not doing that. I said, no, thank you. No, ma'am. Then another time, I knew I wasn't tripping, right? Another time, she asked me she had an Airbnb and she was getting one for her birthday. She had a little birthday dinner there, whatever. So I called her and I'm like, oh, who's there? And she was like, oh, it's just me and a girl. She got two adult girls. It's me and the girls. We're here by ourselves. Okay. Girl, why I went to the house and she the first one to open the door? I I'm like, what is going on? So I said, I said I called you and you said nobody was here. She's like, I know, but she just came in. She just literally like walked in. And I'm like, girl, and this girl asked me for a drink. I'm like, nope, I don't want you for nothing with that energy you got on you. I don't want nothing so you can make me sick. I don't want nothing. I don't want you to hand me shit. Okay? So girl, when I get up in there, my purse, I start knocking shit down. Like my purse hit the door. The door, it was like a screen door. My purse hit the door. The door fell. When the door fell on the candles and the candles fell on the deck. I'm like, I'm not supposed to fucking be here. I'm not supposed to be here. It's just too much. It's just too much shit. So I went to the back. I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm gonna leave. And she was like, why? I said, I know not to keep a shit down. I said, if it's some extra pay or something you need me to pay, I'll pay. I'll pay for it. I'll do my parts. I did knock it down if you can't get it right. I said, but her attitude is so funky. I'm not about to be in here. I'm about to leave. And she was like, oh my god. She was like, well, um, I know, and she had an attitude with me, and it's my birthday, and I just couldn't understand. Now she's one of my particular friends who is a chosen one, but she don't know. So she like in a part of her life where, well, I've been knowing you for a long time. It's okay.
I was sure about to ask, is the friend that don't have that attitude, does she know that she chose? Because I already knew when you started telling the story.
She don't know.
Yeah.
She don't know she chosen. And when I start talking the way that I'm talking, they be really looking at me like, no, okay, all right, well, just know you're going to have a hard time if you're not around chosen people. You're going to have a hard time, even if people don't think they're chosen. You're going to have a hard time if you're not around people who give you the love, the compassion, the understanding, the integrity that you acquire in your life as a chosen person. You're going to have a hard time. I don't care how long you've been knowing them. I don't care what they are to you. It does not matter. Their title doesn't matter. It matters who they are in their internal spot in their spiritual place in life. And if they can't match you internally in their spirit in their place in life, you're going to always have a fucking struggle. Always. But when I say that, oh, what? I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm like, okay, well, and at some point, I I don't want to, but I'm like, well, I'm just gonna have to let you figure out some things for yourself by yourself, because now I'm at the point where I know you are the chosen one, but you don't know you chosen. So what's going to happen is the more I interact with you, the more I have to interact with the people that you have around me. Now you don't know these people don't mean you no good because you looking at them for how the fuck you looking at them. But I can see them spiritually. You're not on the same level that I'm on. So if you keep on hanging, putting yourself around these people, I'm gonna have to refrain myself from you, even if you are chosen, because you are unaware.
Exactly. Exactly. I have really learned to let people be where they are on their journey. Let them be
Mhm.
where they're at. If they're not ready to
Mhm.
move from that space, then if I'm meant to move forward from where you are, then I'm gonna let you be where you are, and I'm gonna keep going where I'm supposed to be going.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because you're only
That's how
gonna
I have
hold
to
me
move.
back from where I'm supposed to be headed, and
Mhm.
I can't do that.
No. And especially when you are a chosen one that actually been through the cycle. It's like it's a whole program that you have to do in order for you to get to this space in life. Because at one point you was in that space in life where you was hanging around people that you didn't mean you no good, or you was laying up for people who didn't match your integrity. You was doing all that dumb shit. But by the time you get to the space in life where you know who you are, and you know where your integrity levels are, and you know where your heart level is, you can't turn that, you can't go back on that for nobody, because now you are aware, you are conscious enough. And when you have integrity, you can't just be unconscious to things and think things aren't going to happen to you. You being chosen, you understand that. You understand that I can't not be unconscious and unaware of things that's going on in my life. Because I know the more unconscious I am and the more unaware I am in this particular space in life, I'm going to damage myself.
And sometimes
So
it's
no
not.
matter. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say sometimes it's not even being unconscious. It's just not being ready to let go of it,
Yeah,
or
I
not
was just
being
about to say
ready
that.
to not being in a space where you're ready to do the work to step out of that frequency.
Right.
Because a lot of people are aware, like you hear people, yeah, I'm toxic, this is my toxic trait. Like I don't, it's not a thing to like brag about to me.
No, it's
I
not.
understand. I understand like you're not in the space where it doesn't feel right to you yet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just like I said, letting people be where they are on their journey.
Right.
Yeah.
That toxic trait or whatever they figure like it is toxic, it's benefiting them on a certain level because they're still doing it. They still hold on to it. Like, fire is hot, but you ain't gonna hold on to some hot coal because it's gonna burn your hand. Like you only gonna hold on to it if you feel like it's gonna be beneficial to you. But when it comes to people who are toxic, they do hold on to shit that they need to let go of because some way that toxic stuff is beneficial to them. But even when it comes to, I believe, on the chosen walk, those who don't know they're chosen and they really are chosen, to me, I believe those people have a harder time than everybody else walking this round if they choose to walk this round like everybody else. And they don't understand that because they see, oh, well, Whoop the Whoop does this, or well, such and such does that. But Whoop the Whoop and such don't have a spiritual connection or a spiritual alignment or a spiritual purpose like you do. Like they may have a spirit, yes, but when it comes to being spiritually elevated, everybody is not. Everybody is not spiritually elevated. So You can see them doing that and they can even pretend or act like everything is going good for them. You trying to pretend some shit is not going to go well for you because that's the part of being chosen. There is something in your mind that tells you this ain't right. And the more you try to deny that, the more you're going to hurt yourself. The more you're going to hurt yourself. You can be sitting there and everybody else doing the same thing. And then you tell yourself, well, it's fine, everybody else is doing the same thing. But if you are the one who is aware of the people that's doing the same thing, but you have the notion that this thing is wrong, you're going to suffer more than those people. Because like they said, God takes care of fools and babies. Fools and babies. Babies don't know what the fuck they doing. Fools don't know what the fuck they doing. If they just out here sleepwalking. It's just they up, but when it comes to that conscious thought or that conscious, they just hopping on anything. They don't know. They don't give a shit. But when it comes to you, when you're the point where you are conscious enough to put two and two together and say this don't go here, this makes me feel this way, I feel this, I'm doing this and that, you're going to suffer more because now you have a responsibility because you know. You will be amazed. I tell people this and people don't understand this because you may have a thought process around me of how could you not know? People don't know. They just don't. And the way that you process information, people do not process information like that. They
I
be
used
sitting
to.
here lost in the sauce. And you be sitting there dumbfounded like, I can't believe that you didn't know. But they sleepwalking. They don't know.
Yeah, I used to in the beginning. I used to be like, how do you not like why you can't see this? Like really? Really?
Right.
Like it's right
Right.
in your face though. Like but but yeah.
They
I
don't
definitely
know.
had to jump past that. That's true.
They do not know. Girl, they don't know. I,
Now it's just like, oh, okay. Okay.
hmm
I
Now you
just
have to,
get
okay, I
you.
see where you at. I know you ain't there. I'm just gonna keep
Right.
on moving the bushes. That's how that is. But yeah, this chosen walk ain't like, cause I see a lot. It's so much material talking about chosen people. And chosen, they don't like you because you're chosen, 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 chosen. But this ain't no easy walk. Like they make it seem like like we sitting here walking we might be walking with a crown and a spiritual one, but you know, they make it seem like, like we're just sitting here and, we enjoy everything. Do you know how exhausting it can be? And that's why we spend a lot of time by ourselves because we have to consciously analyze everything. We have to analyze the things that we see, the things that we go through, the things that we see other people do. We have to consciously make decisions about our lives and the people that's in it, no matter if we love them, if they're family, if they're friends. Um, it's a lot of work that comes with being chosen that people act like is not existing, like they don't fucking talk about. Because it's not just, yeah, a lot of chosen aren't gonna like you because you are triggering. You were supposed to teach people something about themselves. When somebody come around you, they're supposed to learn a lesson. So you're gonna trigger a lot of people. But when it comes to the actual responsibility of being chosen, the responsibility of holding that responsibility, it can get tough sometimes. That's why we have to have a lot of time by ourselves to not only do the things that I talked about, but to decompress when we do go back into the world to where we got to go back to. We have enough balance, spiritual balance, to conquer wherever we're doing and physical energy to conquer what we have to get done. Because it is not, yes, it is not as easy as people think. You get tired, you bullied because they don't know why you're different. They just know that you're different. So it's like you get talked about. It isn't, um, it isn't it isn't a prize because chosen people love authenticity. I can tell you that. Chosen people love authenticity. But when you are dealing with people who are usually cookie cutter people, like, they're looking at other people's personalities. How this person acts, oh, they have a lot of friends. Let me act like them so I can get a lot of friends. When it comes to being chosen, you don't walk that line of the road. You don't walk that line. So when you don't walk that line, that leaves you in the open by yourself. And then they say, well, what's wrong with you? What's going on with you? Why are you different? Or you think you're better than us? Or you think you're too cute? Or nobody will hang out with you anyway because you look like this and you this and that. They will, they will put so much on you that don't exist in you, and you can't understand, especially when you were a kid. I had this issue, especially when you were a kid, or growing up. You couldn't understand, like, why are these people saying these things about me? Like, I just can't fucking get it. I'm minding my business. I'm doing what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I'm not bothering anybody. But what you have to understand, when you walk in a sense of solidarity and strength and authenticity by yourself, you are showing how strong you are. You don't need a group of people. You don't need a gang of people. You don't need 20 friends. Like, you are okay and satisfied in your spiritual, physical being, and that threatens people. But if you are a kid or a teenager or a young adult who move in that manner, and you can't understand for the life of you, people don't like you because you are threatening their strength unbeknownst to you. You're threatening their power. Well, who are you? Who are you to think that you don't need nobody around you 24/7? Who are you to think that you don't need 25 friends to help you go be somebody else? Who are you to think? Like, it's just, they don't know this is what their spirit is telling them to give off on you. But that's literally what it is. That's all it is. So when you're going through that, and if you don't know you're chosen, people struggle. That's why when you tell people they chosen, they look at you like, oh, I've been through too much shit to be chosen. But once you understand, hello, that's the reason why you've been through that shit. That's the reason why that you stood the test of time. That's the reason why all this shit happened to you. You did not fucking fold. Do you know how much shit happened to people mentally, emotionally, physically, and these people are taken out? They can't take it. They can't handle it. It's just too much. It's too much for them to encounter in this physical realm. They want to leave this place. So if you're in a position in your life where you figure like, I done been through too much to be chosen. People done did this to me, and I can't believe, because there is a certain strength in you that everybody else don't have. There is a certain power in you that everybody else do not have. There is a certain strength in you that everybody else don't got. Okay? And that's why they try to beat the strength out of you. All right. And you know, this is not a religious. A lot of them let you talk after this. I had this dream. It was, I'm, I'm guessing it was Jesus, but it wasn't a white Jesus. Okay? If you believe in the story of Jesus, I'm guessing this is Jesus. And he wasn't white. He was more Mister. He was more like a mulatto or something. And he had like curly hair, but not my complexion, just a lighter, like a mulatto looking person. Okay, and I'm looking at this happening now. It was like a city. It had cars. It had cars on the road, and I saw Jesus standing there, right? But in the midst of him standing there, you know how cartoons, like cartoons back in the day, when people used to be fighting, and it's like they used to fight so fast, it kind of looked like it was in slow motion. Like it just be like you see like the chair or the bottle or like how the cats be scruffling, and then all of a sudden you see like a chair out the smoke and stuff like that. I was looking at that, and they were hitting Jesus. Okay, they was hitting them with the bats and chairs and whatever they can hit Jesus with. Okay, so what I'm looking at, the main thing I saw Jesus. If you believe in the story of Jesus, you believe Jesus was a real being. Jesus did not budge. Jesus did not budge. Jesus didn't blink. Jesus didn't budge. Jesus didn't move. Jesus did not say anything in my dream. Mind you, it's like a crowd of people around him, beating him down. Okay, so I came to the conclusion, like, what am I supposed to get from this fucking dream? I came to the conclusion, when you are chosen, you're going to be sought out. You're going to be sought out, and when you are sought out, you got to stand 10 toes down. You got to stand 10 toes down in your integrity. You got to stand 10 toes down in your spirit. You have to stand 10 toes down in your square, because being chosen threatens a lot of people, because they don't understand the power that the spiritual realm has. Their power is only consists of what's brought in this material realm. So, unbeknownst to you, as a child, as an adolescent, as a teenager, as a young adult, people don't understand that power. And when people don't understand things, people start getting threatened by things, and people start hating things. And if you aren't aware who you are as a chosen one, and you're around somebody that actually hate you, I don't mean like they say they hate you, but they hate you, like hate you. You are putting yourself in grave danger. You are. You are putting yourself in grave danger, because that spirit inside of them is telling them to react that way towards you. And if that spirit is telling them to act that way towards you, that avatar is going to do whatever the spirit is telling them to. Okay? Okay, so go ahead, Simone, you can talk.
I agree with what you were saying, and definitely, like, it happens in the spiritual realm first. So a lot of people don't even understand why they're jealous or envious or feel hate towards you. They can't even explain the reason if you ask them. And
Mm-hmm.
it's literally just because they are not in the same space or at the same frequency as you, and it just really irks their spiritual nerve. And that's how, and eventually it does come out in the physical. Like you can see it in just when you're having a conversation with someone, the way that they turn their lip up when they respond to something that you said,
Mm-hmm.
even if they don't say anything, just the way that their face shifts when they hear you say something. If you talk
Mm-hmm.
about, you know, something that you accomplished or something that you're planning on doing, watch the way their face turn.
Mm-hmm.
Watch the way they adjust their body. Why, you know, it's all kinds of ways that it'll show up. It's not always going to be like a bold in your face, you know, like running up and slapping you. It can literally be just subtle ways that they, you know, have a smirk, or the way that they joke with you. A lot of times jokes aren't jokes. I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
jokes are not jokes, right?
most of the time jokes aren't jokes.
Mm-hmm.
most of the time they're saying what they really want to say, but they're saying it in a joking way, or they'll say it, and then if you don't respond, in a way that is feasible for them, if you call them on their shit, then it's, oh, I was just joking, you taking it wrong. No, you really meant that shit.
Right,
You meant that. Say it
right,
with your chest. Say it with your whole chest, because it's okay.
right,
Those are the passive aggressive is a real good one to catch the energy.
right. But what?
If you can understand when someone is being passive aggressive with you, you can pretty much tell energetically where they are with you.
Mm-hmm. Because passive aggressive people, they like to present themselves as being passive, but they be saying some shit or just react in a ways that make them aggressive. They
Hmm.
think them being, quiet or, not really saying too much makes them passive. But no, your energy is very aggressive. I don't care how you try to
That's
pinpoint it.
especially, you could tell when they, if it's passive aggressive, you can tell because anybody know, like when you ask somebody what's wrong and they say nothing, and you can physically see that something is bothering them, that
Mhm.
is being passive aggressive. They not wanting to express what they are really feeling.
Mhm.
And why they're not wanting to express it, you really can't know.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
know
it
what?
is.
That could be a form of passive aggressive, but sometimes let me tell you something. Sometimes I do that only because I had to think about shit first. And I am an emotional person. I know that. I'm very emotional. Like, you may say something that may hurt my feelings, but my mind be like, girl, are your feelings really hurt? Or like, what's really going on? So I sit with myself a lot. And if I do feel some type of way about something that happened or something, I'm not going to say anything until I can actually pinpoint and say, okay, am I just being sensitive or this is the actual thing that is really troubling me? Now I do that. I can't say that I I do that because
But when someone asks you what's wrong, are you able to say, like, do you still say nothing? Because now I'm in the space where I will tell you I'm processing something right now.
okay, yeah, I do
Like,
that. Yeah.
like because usually I know when someone is asking me if I'm okay, they can tell that I'm not okay, right? I'm I know that I come off as not okay when I'm not okay. So I'm aware that they are aware of it. So the passive aggressive part is just not wanting to, you cannot want to speak about it, but the pretending that there's nothing going on, and then like pushing it down, that's what causes like the resentment. And so I've gotten to the point where instead of not saying anything at all and pushing it down, I'm saying something along the lines of, I'm processing something right now, or I'm going through something, or you know what I mean, like just not saying nothing's wrong, I'm fine, because
You know what? I have dealt with that on that particular level, but there are a lot of people who tell people that they're fine and they're not because I wouldn't say it's passive aggressive, but they don't. Well, it depends on certain aspects. If you guys are, I don't know, maybe in a romantic relationship or something, or that could come off as passive aggressive. But what I've noticed with other people that I've witnessed in real time, people lights be crashing. I mean, just crashing. And you will see them and you say, hey, what's going on? You okay? Yeah, yeah. And they tell you, oh, everything, I'm fine. Those people don't want to be seen. Those people don't want to be seen. They don't want you to see them. They don't want you to actually know how much they hurt because now they are exposing themselves in a battered state. They're exposing themselves in a weak state and they have to be strong because strong is what they were taught they had to be and they can't be a weak motherfucker. And it's, it's different aspects to that because I have literally had phone calls with people who I ask, are you okay? And they're breaking down, like literally on the phone. And the first thing to say is, oh no, I'm fine. How? I think that is just a common response, especially for people who have been emotionally damaged or emotionally traumatized because it's hard for them to tell you that they have an issue, they have a problem, especially when all their life their problems was never heard, like their issues was never heard. They had to be made to be fine. They had to act like they were fine in times that they were hurting. Or they could have came up with a concept of, I'm a grown person. I'm a grown adult. I shouldn't be feeling this way. I'm fine. It's a lot of things that rolled into that. And I believe it could be, certain things can be passive aggressive. But when it comes to other aspects of that, I think a lot of people either they're traumatized from their childhood, things that went on, or they are embarrassed to say anything is going on, or they could just be assholes wanting you to figure out why they mad or mad because you even made them mad. So they're not gonna say nothing about it. That is a form of passive aggressive. All the other people, they really be going through some shit, like for real, like they really go through some shit. He's dying over there. That plant needs sun. What you about to do? Okay. Yeah, I watered it, but I know this particular plant. I know, but it's still kind of cold right now. I hope not the thing and it's cold. So I know this particular plant needs sun. This plant needs sun. This plant can here and there, spots here and there, but this plant definitely needs sunlight. And it's two stalks that's growing right here. This stalk right here and this stalk right here. But this stalk just needs a little bit more sun. But okay. Okay, y'all. So yeah, when that path is not an easy path to walk on. Like chosen people can't be around everybody. You can't be around everybody. You can't be everybody's friend. Everybody ain't coming with the same type of integrity that you coming on. Everybody ain't coming with the same type of love that you have inside of you. Everybody don't have the same type of understanding and compassion that you have. This is a get me world. If you're not paying attention to who you around, you're gonna get got. People want to get you. People want to get you and act like they're not doing anything. People want to uh, uh, be around you. Like I said before, chosen ones have to make sure that the people that's around them is on the same frequency as them, because it's going to be hard, because they're going to be trying to take from your life, or you're going to diminish your life because you put yourself in a space in your life where, oh, that's my friend. Oh, well, no, that's this and that. Oh, well, yeah, no, that's this. And you always giving somebody the benefit of the doubt. Oh, they didn't mean it like that. That's just who they are. And you're going to have a hard time. Oh, my eye itching. You're going to have a difficult time be okay with them not being okay with it. Right. You have to be okay without them being okay with it. Because what people do now, people look for people to give them permission on how to feel. Like, nobody is over you to the point where you need to make sure these people feel justified on how you feel, because it's about how you feel. A lot of people don't like to let people go because of that. Or it's always, well, they're my friend, or I don't want to say nothing, and I don't know how that'll make them feel. But in the meantime, you are being uncomfortable in the space. You are being uncomfortable in the spot. How your justification about being treated right has nothing to do with how other people feel. People will people will accommodate other people's feelings and step on their own feelings. That's not how that works. And if you move like that in life, it will be hard for you. It will be very hard for you. You have to be okay with people accepting the things that you do. Or you have to be okay with people not accepting the choices that you make in life. You have to be okay with that. You have to be okay when you're a chosen one. You have to be okay with people looking at you different. You have to be okay with not fitting in the crowd. You're going to have to be okay with not doing everything that everybody else is doing. You're going to have to be okay with that. You're going to have to be okay with making choices about things in your life that other people possibly didn't make the same choices as you, because people are going to look at you in a certain way. So you don't want them to look at you in a certain way. So you continue to suffer in silence. You have to be okay in your choices. People still in the mind state of living on plantations. Girl, that's a whole nother lie. Okay? That is a whole nother lie. That crabs in the barrel thing is some real shit when it comes to us. Like, that is that shit is a fail when it comes to us. Who, girl, we are shifting back to the tribal. We have to switch back to the tribal and village mind state, because when it comes to that plantation shit, that shit had a hook in us for a little bit too long. It had a hook in us a little bit too long. We set our own selves up in that shit. Like, we set our own selves up in that plantation mindset shit, and we don't even think about it. Oh no, it's fine. Just don't be like everybody else. Just don't do this. Just don't do that. Oh well, what they gonna think? What they gonna see? What they gonna know? What about you? What about you? What about it's gonna benefit you? What's about benefit the community? What's gonna benefit your culture? What's gonna benefit your loved ones? What the things that people encounter themselves with don't give them no benefits at all, and then wonder why we're not growing spiritually, emotionally, physically. Things that we encounter ourselves with on a day to day do not benefit us at all. At all. Okay. Well, I just hopped on in myself because I have to get ready to go, and I will get back on here later, and I will talk to y'all later, and y'all have a good one. All right. Bye.